as we're set to go for Game 5 of the NBA Finals. Miami Heat have been just terrific on their home floor all season long, and especially in the playoffs. They are 10-1, the only home loss, Game 1 against New Jersey in the second round. Wade. Antoine Walker knocked away. Nice play defensively, knocked out of bounds. And they'll go the other way.
The Dallas team must get two guys involved early, and that is Dirk Nowitzki as well as Josh Howard. Josh Howard, struggling in the series, has only had one big game, and he's shooting in the mid-30s. So they need to get him off early.
So much made of Nowitzki's struggles, but Howard was just 1 of 8 in Game 4. They're the best two players for the Mavericks, as Howard gets his first shot to go, and always a good sign for a struggling player.
That's right. Now, at the Miami end of the floor, you know that the team has scored 98 and 98 in Games 3 and 4. That's an increase of 15 points a game over what they produced in Dallas.
Haslam left wide open and dropped the rebound.
Now, they'll continue to do that and force Haslam to make that shot.
Howard misfires on the second, try to keep it alive, but he's called for a loose ball foul. And that, of course, will be his first. You'll be with, again, what happened in Game 4 with Jerry Stackhouse and the hard foul and the suspension. You would expect almost a game that will be called very tightly here, at least to start.
Well, I would think so, mainly also because we have 3 excellent referees on this game. We know that they're not going to be allowed to use their hands or their forearm on a dribbler.
Wade gets inside. This is the banker. Howard the rebound. This is the same officiating crew that had Game 1 in Dallas. As Howard pulls up shooting early, and he got hit by Antoine Walker.
The Dallas game is a transition game first. They score a ton of points, not only on the initial 2-on-1, 3-on-2 situations, but in trailers, just like you had right there. The main thing for them is to get high percentage shots and then to get to the foul line. They've got to get up there between 27 and 30 foul shot attempts.
Avery Johnson, after Game 4, said the intensity has been one-sided in Games 3 and 4, and it's not from the team from Texas. And they are pretty much the same comments made by Pat Riley after Games 1 and 2. It's amazing how from one game to the next, the momentum can completely switch, Ubi.
Well, the big thing right now is that Miami has completely dominated the Dallas defense. They're shooting over 50% in the 2 games here, and naturally Dwayne Wade is a major part of that.
Good ball denial from Harris. Wade couldn't get it. Walker given an open 3, hesitates and knocks it down.
Now that can't be. He's the first pass out. The first pass out, the Dallas defense must get there.
And Jason Terry with a palming violation. And got under the ball on the dribble for the first turnover.
Now, Antoine Walker has been a major producer in this series. He's the second leading scorer at 16 points a game. He's doing an adequate job defensively, so you know that he's going to get up at least 6 or 7 threes.
Wade a little shaken up as Harris again, the ball denial. Walker left wide open again, but can't hit. And Walker's put up some decent numbers, still too reliant at times on the three-pointer.
Now, as the game moves on, what you're hoping for when they hit out to Walker, if you're not ready, allow Shaq to repost in the lane.
And the first foul called on the defender of Dirk Nowitzki. Avery Johnson has said they're playing very physical, perhaps too physical, as Haslam picks up his first. Before any shot, so they'll inbound. Nowitzki, to his credit, has been whacked and banged around, has not complained, just keeps fighting on. He has shown his toughness in the postseason and knocks down his first shot of the night.
Well, in talking to him yesterday, Mike, he owned up. Look, I had at least 5 shots that I normally shoot a high percentage for. They went in the basket, rimmed and out. Tonight, I just have to make them.
O'Neal, offensive foul. Devin Harris, good help defense, and O'Neal plowing into him.
Now, in the first 3 double teams, Dallas has used a small player. Now, you see it right here. Now, we know that Shaq can see over the small player, meaning any one of the guards, he can pass out of it with ease. If he's going to try to split it, it's got to be earlier.
The little guy gets his head in there and he has it handed to him. Nowitzki. Terry with the rebound. Jason Terry, in his 2 years in Dallas, has come up very big in some crucial playoff games. That's a 3. And Terry with the outside shot early, and just like that, it's 9-3.
Well, look, Jason Terry has been very solid. He's shooting over 52% in this series, and he has been their only guy who has been consistent in the point production.
They repost O'Neal inside, and Jock grabs him on the entry pass. So it's a job.
And Mike, that will happen every time if you repost him. Now, this is excellent defense by Haslam. See, he's up on top of him. And anytime that Dirk gets up on the shot, he just fades back, he shoots over you. Now, Terry has been a thorn in the side because he's been able to take Jason Williams and Peyton early with the shot clock going down.
Those were the shots that were not falling for Dallas in Game 4. They shot just 32%. Wade with 2 on the shot clock has to fire away, and he banks it in. That has become his pet shot. He loves to use the glass.
Well, we say that game in game.
Oh, Harris, nice quick move, but can't finish.
You got to finish those. That was just a beautiful burst of speed.
Walker with a burst of speed. And an offensive foul. Antoine Walker, after the pass, goes charging into Josh Howard. And that's 2 fouls on Walker.
Now, in the early going right now, there have been some very difficult calls, but they have been the correct calls. And it's been very called closely. They are not allowing contact to go. Now, with James Posey coming in for Antoine Walker is trying to plead his case over there, but he was definitely guilty of an offensive foul.
Again, as a player, and certainly the coaches, I'm sure, talked about this, after you have a foul like Stackhouse on O'Neal in the previous game, you know it's going to be tight early on. Walker quickly sits. Posey played superbly in Game 4 at both ends of the floor. Shot clock winding down. Posey is on Howard. Josh Howard, very aggressive, looking for a shot early.
Well, that's his pet move from that side of the floor. He comes on a nice slow dribble, but there is a hesitation. He allows the defender to decide, and then he will go opposite of the defense.
Wade had the great start in Game 4. Goes right at Jock, draws the foul. Jock with 2 personals, and Wade will go to the line for the first time tonight. So Eric Dampier will go place Jock.
Now, in Games 3 and 4, we brought up at the top, Dwayne Wade is averaging 39 points. He's shooting 55%. But where the dangerous part is the fact that he's getting to the foul line. He's getting to the foul line 14 times a game.
Unbelievable company in his first NBA Finals. Rick Barry, you forget how talented Barry was, but Wade has been sensational, scoring 78 points combined in Games 3 and 4. And he said one of the things that has helped him, he slowed everything down.
This is a game that's played against the greatest athletes, and it's played defensively above the rim at the top of the box. So basically, if you are injured, you have a tendency to play slower, and slower when you have great vision, then you counteract the defensive moves.
We saw that Michael Hussein. Wade says, I'm very uncomfortable. He says, nobody compares to Jordan. Please stop doing it. There's only one Michael Jordan. As Howard gets inside. Good help defense that time. Knocked out of bounds, heat ball.
Now right there, Josh Howard had an excellent opportunity. He's by his man. Come up on the other side of the rim so you cannot get your shot blocked. The shot blocker cannot get across the front of the rim.
Ed Riley felt that their defense went to a new level in Game 4, and that was the key in that 24-point blowout victory. O'Neal, quick move this time, and Dampier the rebound.
Now you notice with the guard coming, Shaq decided to go early and split the trap.
Harris, quick shot won't go. Ahead of the pack is Wade.
He does this a lot. If you're guarding Dwayne Wade, now I know it was Harris. Harris went to the basket and missed the layup. Dwayne Wade just took off. You cannot sulk. You cannot put your head down. Already, Dallas has missed 3 potential layups in this quarter.
And already another foul on Haslam, his second.
Now there is your miss. Now here you see Wade, he's already gone. He's gone. And this is something that you must be conscious of. The guard or a small forward, whoever is at the top of the circle, you must be aware of Wade releasing on the shot attempt.
Shandon Anderson, who played valuable minutes in Game 4, replaces Haslam. So the 2 starting forwards for Miami out with 2 fouls. Same thing in Game 4, but it was O'Neal and Haslam, and the bench was superb for the Heat.
Now the guys who are coming in, meaning Posey and Anderson, they're excellent defenders, but they're not as good a scorer as Antoine Walker and Haslam combined.
You see Dallas, meanwhile, not settling for the jumpers as much, looking to take the ball to the basket. Rudy Johnson said they're on a vacation mentality. He was very upset with his team as Wade kicks it out. Shot clock down to 2. Wade falling away. O'Neal, the offensive rebound. And he's fouled on the floor before a shot attempt. Dampier will pick up his first. But he was involved in too many sports and finally decided to go to basketball. And what a progression and evolution his game has been in the NBA, using now one of the premier players in the world.
Well, when he was a teenager, he made a big splash when he came over and played against the United States High School All-Stars. Scored 30-plus and lit everyone up.
Posey lighting it up there. Posey coming off a 15-point, 10-rebound game as the Heat have now scored 7 in a row to take their first lead. Carry is short. O'Neal strong on the boards early. Jason Williams. Sometimes he just has the feel.
Well, especially early in the game. He'll test his game, and if he makes a few, he'll continue. He's a very big streak shooter. Now you can see already with Posey and Williams knocking in those perimeter shots, Dallas must get out and get on these people.
Miami Heat with 10 straight points, leading by 4, getting some perimeter jumpers to go.
Well, this is just an excellent decision by Dwayne Wade rather than force a shot. Posey has been hot. He's shooting over 50% from three-point line, and Jason Williams has it going every game in the first quarter.
The Heat have hit 3 of 4 from downtown to start. That three-point line, 23 feet 9 inches, except in the corners where it's 22 feet. Nowitzki, single coverage by Posey. Nice move from Nowitzki.
Pretty. See, that's how that was done beautifully by the numbers. Spin baseline, even if the man is on your back, take him up and under the opposite side of the rim.
You see O'Neal being the distributor early as Anderson gets it to fall.
Now that was a difficult pass by Jason Williams and a great catch by Shandon Anderson and finish.
Just his second basket of the series. Howard, wide open shot. The Mavericks, according to Avery Johnson, took too many threes. Ball broken up nicely by Griffin. And with Adrian Griffin getting his first minutes. Posey trying to poke it away. Nowitzki with his third field goal already.
Yeah, you can see he has the feel. He wants the ball. He's called for it the last 2 times down the floor. Now the Heat are looking to run early with the long pass.
Nowitzki already with more field goals here in the first quarter than he did the entire game 4. There's the double on O'Neal. Spins away. A travel. Shuffle the pivot foot. We've seen that called a couple of times in the series.
Now Shaq is looking at him, and I think Shaq is looking for the bump. When he makes the spin, he's looking for the bump, and so is Pat Riley. That's a frustrating call, but a correct call.
5 turnovers already for the Heat, but they lead by 2.
We got to get Jason Terry on the move. We're on either down screens or one-on-one on the side.
Dampier, and Dampier caught his own shot. Apparently it did not hit O'Neal.
Now keep an eye on this. The question is, did he get him across the arm? Now you can see he definitely got the ball up high.
Griffin now on Wade. He sees several defenders every game, sometimes as many as 4 different defenders. O'Neal dumps it in for his first bucket.
If they're going to play him man-to-man with Dampier in there, he'll take that jump hook every time, or then he'll get into the middle and run a spin move.
They're not sending the double team at O'Neal as quickly as in past games, Judy. I think they're more concerned with Wade.
Well, what they're doing is they're taking him off the dribble tonight, Mike, rather than when he catches the ball.
Williams. Anderson. That was a pass.
Absolutely.
And a foul call as O'Neal is knocked to the ground. Eric Dampier arguing that he's going to pick up his second foul. In his last 2 games, he's 9 for 16. Not a great percentage, but certainly much improved, including those 2 big misses, or 2 big makes, I should say, that happened in Game 3. He has had a spectacular career, one of the all-times. Of course, this is his 6th NBA Finals in his 14th year in the league. He's had some unbelievable numbers en route to 3 championships. The numbers won't be the same, Yubi, but his impact in many cases is the same, as DJ Benga, who has just finished serving a 6-game suspension, is playing his first minutes of the NBA Finals. And with Dampier and Jaffe with 2 fouls. Benga was suspended in the conference finals. As Jason Terry knocks that down because he went into the stands to help out Avery Johnson's wife, who in a game in Phoenix was in an argument with some fans there. And he got the 6-game suspension. Can't go into the stands. It's the rule. There's the double. Nice pass. Anderson tied up, and he got hit.
That's a situation now. That's the 3rd catch by Shandon Anderson. And when he catches the ball, he's got to look to score right away, especially down on the baseline area. The play before at the Dallas end, they can get Terry free every single time on that screen on the left side of the lane. He's been open 3 times already in this quarter.
Our NBA calendar as the finals continue on ABC. Game 6 will be Tuesday night back in Dallas, and a Game 7, if necessary, on Thursday night, also in Dallas. Coverage begins at 8:30 Eastern. Tip-off shortly after 9. There's Shandon Anderson, who began his career with the Utah Jazz, played in a couple of finals, both losers in the championship round, getting his 3rd NBA Finals experience.
Well, he's always been a good defender. Excellent reputation. He's been around 10 years, so he knows the game, and also he has the respect of the referees.
Griffin and Wade with the foul. It's the 14th foul. First on Wade. And Dallas will take it out as Alonzo Mourning enters for the first time. He was big in Game 4.
Now in Game 4, between Shaq and Alonzo Mourning, we know that Wade had 36 points. But the center position, 21 points, 19 rebounds, and 5 block shots. What's the big deal? In Games 1, 2, and 3, Miami only had 2 blocks a game. 5 in Game 4. Let's see if they can set that type of a tempo.
That's one of the reasons they shot from the outside so much. Posey with terrific hustle. Wade picks it up. Here goes Wade inside. And Nowitzki the rebound.
And Nowitzki stayed right with that. That was a great play by Wade, but Nowitzki continued to hustle and run that down.
Devin Harris can't connect.
Devin Harris has just got to calm down. He's had 3 easy shots.
Posey blocking foul, and Posey will shoot 2. As Benga picks up his first.
Right, there was no question about that. He was inside the defensive circle. Now right here you're going to see the hustle. This is a great play by Posey. See, the deflection is there, and then also Dwayne Wade as he scoops it up. Now as he goes to the basket, he does not get the spin on the ball. And then Nowitzki was right there for the rebound.
Yeah, Posey, that's what he does. The hustle, the defense. He loves to play defense. Posey grew up in Cleveland, Ohio. Wasn't a big Cavs fan. Loved Magic Johnson. He was a huge Cleveland Indians fan. This is now his 7th year in the league. His first year with Miami. He's bounced around with Denver, Houston. You coached him in Memphis, Yubi. And again, he came in with a defensive reputation out of Xavier University, but he has added to his offensive game, especially from three-point range.
Well, his game a year ago, was held back because of a foot injury. And I do believe that, he was hurt for about at least 70 games. Right now, you can see he's very healthy and in terrific shape.
And he gives the Heat a 6-point lead. Terry trying to find an opening. Nowitzki goes hard to the basket. Blocking foul on Posey, who's been picking up a lot of charges. Not that time.
Now, we're going to give you an interesting stat if you're excited about the charges that are being called. Now, keep an eye on it right there. Now, whether they're saying that he was moving his feet, he's definitely outside of the circle. You can see it right there. Now, from this angle, that was an offensive foul. In Game 1, there was 1 charge called. In Game 2, 6. In Game 3, 7. In Game 4, 9 offensive charges.
And you see Nowitzki has set an NBA record. He wasn't aware of it until we told him yesterday, and his eyes lit up, so proud to get a record. Now, granted, the first round is now 7 games, so it's a little easier in some instances, but still, it's quite an accomplishment for Nowitzki.
Well, it just goes to show the change in his game. For the first 3 or 4 years, he would never get to the line this many times. He's just doing a terrific job, and he's now a major threat off the dribble.
Wade doubled, Harris with the steal. They're really looking to take the ball out of Wade's hands. Griffin stripped but gets it back. He can dribble again.
Yes, he can.
The ball got knocked out of his hands. Terry fires away. Griffin inside, banks it in.
Now
Adrian Griffin, Mr. Intangible.
Yeah, this is where he hurts you. He's averaging close to 4 rebounds a game in limited time. He doesn't even play 10 minutes a game. But he is a force on the offensive glass. Quickness.
Griffin's one of those guys, plus minus. When he's on the floor, his team does well. Morning forced the shot and drew the foul. It's going to go against Benga, and that's going to be his second.
Now,
let's go over to Stuart Scott.
Hey, Mike, Adrian Griffin playing with some inspiration. We know it's Father's Day, but the day before Game 1, his mother graduated from high school. When she was in high school herself, she dropped out of school to have Adrian and his brother. She never went back until a couple of years ago. Now, we're not talking about GED, taking some correspondence classes. She was 49 years old in classes, taking classes with high schoolers. Adrian told me that she would call him and say, I need some help with my algebra. He said, Mom, I don't know anything about algebra. I can't help you out. She did graduate. She actually gave the commencement address at her high school graduation. I said, what did you give her for graduating from high school? He said, I told her we're going to party all summer long. Mike?
He was so proud of her, Stuart, and perhaps it's from his mom, the never say die attitude. Undrafted out of Seton Hall, a good college player. Took him 3 years to get to the NBA, but now, no matter who he's played for, and he's played for a bunch of teams, he just seems to make winning plays.
Right now, they're in a 2-3 zone.
Final seconds, Nowitzki. And that will end the first quarter. A quick start by the Dallas Mavericks, who went up by as many as 6. But the Miami Heat come right back. Game 5, 1 quarter complete. The Heat with a 3-point advantage. Second quarter is set to begin. This NBA Finals all tied up. 2 games apiece. There's foul trouble early for both teams with some difficulties with fouls, but it's the Heat with a 3-point lead.
Well, if you're Dallas, you're happy because Howard and Dirk Nowitzki have 14 of your 21 points and are off to a good start. Now the Heat, even though that they've made their foul shots, there is a negative here, and the major is the 6 turnovers. Right now, you have Miami in the zone again. This is the second straight possession.
The zone has been effective for both teams at various times during the series. Shot clock down to 5. There's Griffin back in. Too hard off the glass.
Main objective when you see the zone is you got to get into your movement to make sure that you make the zone move from side to side. But you've got to get the ball into the middle of the zone.
Van Horn is guarding Shaquille O'Neal with the foul trouble to the centers. All 3 centers have 2 apiece. Jason Williams and goes over the backboard. Williams has been at times hot, other times erratic as Wade getting a rest.
Until both of these teams show that they can score and get a high percentage shot against the zone, I don't see why you do not use it a lot more. You can hide people. You don't have to worry about one team going small. You get a guy in foul trouble, you can hide him, and also you change the tempo of the game.
Howard rushed that shot, but Van Horn keeps it alive. Nowitzki off the dribble. Terry sets it up again.
Now remember, when you get the long jump shots against the zone, that will get the fast break going if Miami can retrieve the ball.
Terry for 3. Nearly tipped in by Howard. He'll try again and fouled by Payton. As Josh Howard comes up hobbling. They go to the free throw line for 2.
Well, you like the aggressiveness on the offensive glass. In this series, Dallas has struggled with only 8 offensive rebounds, in spite of the fact that they're shooting so poorly. Now, you know that Howard And then also Griffith when they're in here. Keep an eye on this landing right there and the turn. Oh, that's the worst that you can get when you step on a foot and you turn that ankle. Hopefully he can run it off.
And it didn't appear that it turned too much. He knocks down the three, but he's all banged up. He's got a right ring finger that's hurt. Happened in game 1 of this series. A sore left thumb, a bad right ankle. And he's banged up all the time, and it's because his style of play, plays above the rim, plays with abandon, and just an all-out pace. That's one of the reasons he has not been very sympathetic to Dwayne Wade's knee injury. Keeps saying,
and he's very
fine.
vocal about it. You're absolutely right.
I'm tired of hearing about it, he said. Jason Williams, not a good shot that time. And O'Neal with a rebound and fouled. Van Horn will pick up his first.
At both ends of the floor, every time that we see that high screen up by the three-point line, the defender is playing soft. They're laying back. So the shooter, the dribbler coming off is wide open. Now it's just a matter of him taking advantage of the high percentage shot.
O'Neal, Posey. Good ball movement. Payton gets inside. O'Neal against Van Horn. Nice shot from Shaquille O'Neal.
Now you have to look for Shaq. You have to look for Shaq every opportunity. No way, because Van Horn's going to stay behind him.
Posey takes it away from Howard. Another strong defensive play.
Nice pass.
Walker for three. Rustic.
That was a good decision.
Jason Terry 1 on 4. Van Horn. Mavericks just 1 of 7 from downtown.
Yeah, see, that's a stat that is not a good stat.
Count it, and a foul.
Oh, boy.
O'Neal, as soon as he felt the contact, flipped it up in the basket.
Flipped it up. You're exactly right, Mike. Because they're told, you can see this. Anytime that he catches it there, they're trying to wrap him up right away. See, just foul him, try to get him early. Well, you can't grab him by his waist, well, because he can get the ball up above his shoulders.
I don't think that should have been in the act of shooting, though, UB. I know there's a continuation, but he had his arms wrapped around him as he was catching the ball.
He'll get that call every time.
As O'Neal misses the free throw, we get Elisa Salter.
Well, Mike, as you know, Shaquille O'Neal has 6 children. His youngest daughter, Miara, was born on May 1st. And he said he's just a blessing. All of his kids are here today to watch him play on Father's Day. Josh Howard picks up that foul. I asked his wife, Shawnee, I said, what do you get a guy like Shaquille O'Neal for Father's Day? And she says, it's tough. The kids have made some things for him. We don't really want to say because he's going to open his gifts later on after the game. But she said, I got him something special just in case we win the championship. He can celebrate with it. I have no idea what that might be, Mike.
Hopefully he'll let us know. Is his dad on hand as well? That last foul on Antoine Walker, so that's 3 on Walker. Howard to the line. And Howard and Nowitzki, again, after the subpar game 4s offensively, both very aggressive. Walker upset. He's got to be careful.
Yeah, he's upset, and he's right over in Joey Crawford's here. Now, the reason you have to understand, this is a major loss for them. He's their second leading scorer in the series, averaging 16 points a game, right behind Dwayne Wade. Plus, he has been excellent in creating off the dribble with the assists.
So Howard with 10, Nowitzki with 8, and the Mavericks within 3.
Now, you like what you're seeing with Josh Howard because he's very active and he's getting in an area where he's getting a lot of touches. Now, right now, we have Dallas in the zone. This is the first time an outright 2-3 zone. Nice cut.
Payton, tough shot, and dropped the rebound. 3 minutes gone by here in the second. Game 5 of the NBA Finals. It's all tied at 2 apiece. Mavericks trying to bounce back from 2 straight losses, including a blowout in Game 4. Nowitzki, tough shot. And Haslam played him well, then gets the rebound.
He was right up in there, challenged that one, made Dirk cut back at a bad angle.
Wade, alley-oop. And Nowitzki recognizes it. Posey.
Yeah, he read that perfectly.
Shot clock at 5. Posey forces it up. Hits the side of the backboard out of bounds. And it's going to be Dallas ball.
When this series first started, Devin Harris said, I was a little bit in awe. maybe not of the game itself, but at least the media and everything that revolves around it. But now playing Dwayne Wade, he said, I play him like any other guy. I mean, he can do some great things, but he puts on his pants just like I do. Mike?
All right, Stuart. And Avery Johnson, as Terry knocks that down, said maybe somebody will get angry enough on our team and guard him a little bit stronger after he scored 78 points in games 3 and 4 combined. They've come out with a little more toughness here in this game, Rudy.
Yeah, and also, Mike, they're cutting off the driving lanes. Everyone is rotating on the baseline and in the lanes.
Payton puts it in, and a foul. Gary Payton hasn't scored much. Had one very timely basket in game 3, but he'll get a chance for a three-point play.
Now, before that shot, Gary Payton came into this game 3 for 11. Now, just think about it. A guy of Payton's talent with the amount of points that he has scored over 16 years. Now, think about 4 games, only 11 shot attempts. That's difficult to accept, but he's playing his role.
A backup really for the first time in his career. Miami bench once again very strong for the second straight game. Don't forget, though, Dallas without their best bench player, Jerry Stackhouse, suspended the one game. Stackhouse not allowed to be in the arena, watching on TV somewhere. Daniels falling away, knocks it down as the shot clock expires. That's a three-pointer.
He almost looked like he was going to dribble out of bounds and sit down on the bench. Okay, he was that close.
Daniels has hardly played at all in the finals as Wade tries to bank it in. Now wait for Daniels, his first points of this series. Wade, great pass from Payton.
Excellent recognition. Make the pass and move to the front of the rim.
Dallas again shooting a low percentage at 37%. Howard gets inside and a reach-in foul. Right from the start, they're calling it very tight. Is it on O'Neal or Posey?
Now keep an eye on this now. Once that ball goes up, now the ball becomes loose. You can see in here right there, Bennett Salvatore is trying to save Wade so that he did not crash in. Then he comes back in. But the ball went back out to Payton. Good recognition, and he hits Wade for the layup.
A nice job from Salvatore to bounce back up and get right into the play. He's a tough guy, Bennett Salvatore. He's married to Andy Robustelli's daughter. How about asking big Andy Robustelli, the former great Giant linebacker, can I have your daughter's hand in marriage? That's a scary proposition.
Thing I'd like to see right now for Dallas is to get Terry involved.
Wade draws the foul, and he'll shoot 2.
The reason why I say that, every time they run any kind of down screens, any type of movement, if he either on the down screen or dribbling off of the screen, he's wide open. So why not, exercise that until Miami shows that they can defend.
So it's 6:23 remaining. Wade to the line. Thursday's ESPN's FIFA World Cup coverage continues with a huge game involving the United States. At 9:55 Eastern, Team USA needs a win against Ghana to have a chance to advance to the next round. Then at 2:55 p.m. Eastern, Japan will meet Brazil. ESPN and ABC, your home for every game of the 2006 World Cup, presented by Adidas.
Now, without Jerry Stackhouse, you're talking about a guy over the last 20 years has scored more points off the bench than only 2 players. Nick Van Exel did it in 03, and then also Tarpley did it back in 88. So they're missing a ton of points. Now, the big thing is that they're giving Daniels a chance. They're giving him some minutes, and also they're keeping their centers in the game for a longer period of time.
Terry steps out of bounds and gets up close and personal with some fans. Daniels, during the regular season, he averaged 10 points a game.
Well, it's a guy all through his career. Now, he's an undrafted player, but he's been able to score points at Dallas. But for whatever reason, whether it's injuries or sicknesses, what have you, he has not been able to put it together in playoff time.
Also, the fact some other players have just simply played well.
Yes.
Not easy to get minutes on this team.
No, but, he's part of the 10-man rotation, Mike.
We're at the midway point of the second. And Posey threw it too hard.
Never throw the ball to a pivot man until he calls for it.
Avery Johnson in charge in the huddle. It's his first year as head coach in the NBA. First full year, I should say. And he won the Coach of the Year. Has his team in their first ever NBA Finals, and he's not happy. In fact, after game 4, they switched hotels, took the team out of downtown, went about 40 minutes away to Fort Lauderdale. He said there were too many distractions. Players had to have roommates. You didn't get your own room. And they'd come out with a little hunger in this game, Rudy. As Howard puts it in.
Now, first of all, that was very sound advice by Avery, mainly because they were shooting too quick and taking too many long jump shots. If you move the basketball from one side of the floor to the other, with the good dribble penetration that you have, you'll get better shots inside the three-point line.
Nice defense from Daniels, forcing the turnover. Terry goes right at Posey.
Good. James played that poorly. You always cut the man off. Cut the man off and make him change direction. You have no idea. He might palm the ball. You might get a deflection.
And Daniels getting the extra time without Stackhouse. He's a solid defender. And then right on cue, he fouls Wade as we go to Stuart Scott.
Mike, Avery Johnson moved the team from a downtown hotel to Fort Lauderdale, 45 minutes away, to get them away from all distractions. He also made them room with some teammate, kind of reminiscent of Remember the Titans. Well, Dirk Nowitzki walked into his room, saw 2 beds, and figured, I'm 7 feet. Great, I got 2 beds, I can push them together. Until Darrell Armstrong walked in. And when Dirk saw him, Dirk said, oh man, what's up, Black College? They called Darrell Armstrong Black College because he went to Fayetteville State, a predominantly black school. Darrell said that all they did was watch soccer and listen to rap music. But it wasn't American rap music. It was Dirk's German rap music. And Darrell actually said that Dirk was just bebopping along, closing his eyes, moving to the beat. Darrell said, I got a lesson in German rap music, Mike.
Nowitzki's still huge music fan. He plays a couple of instruments and loves music as Terry knocks it down. Harry having a strong start. He's got 11 points.
Mike, the guy's open the entire half, okay? I mean, you just have to look for him a little bit, all right? But more important, get the ball to him from one side of the floor to the other, and he'll have a bushel here.
As you said, you make the extra pass.
That's right.
Just show a little patience. Payton is wide open. And Dampier, the rebound.
Now, on the double teams now, if you come big man on Shaq, he's taking his time and he's finding the open man.
Again, Terry, 6 for 9. Remember, Terry had that 32-point explosion in game 1.
Now, remember, during the first 4 games, he shot the ball over 53%. He was the only consistent offensive performer for Dallas.
Shot clock at 7. Payton finding O'Neal. O'Neal deep.
Now already, Gary Payton has come in and found Shaq twice in front of the basket. And he also found Dwayne Wade. And that's a veteran guy with a lot of experience.
Dallas, they've hit their last 6 shots from the field. Howard again goes to the basket. And O'Neal right there, tipped in. Oh, beautiful second effort from Howard, who's limping a bit as he comes up the floor.
Anytime you're in semi-zone or a zone, match up. When that shot goes up, if all 5 guys have got a rebound, no one is blocking out. No one has an assigned blockout man. So that's why Howard is active on the glass.
Wade. Terry with the tip, but couldn't get it. Haslam, nice feed inside. Wade, alley-oop. Broken up by Nowitzki. That's twice he's done that on alley-oops. Daniels to Terry for 3. Jason Terry again. And the Mavericks go back up by 5. And Pat Riley, as you see, wants a 20-second timeout.
Good call by Pat Riley. This is when Dallas is at their best.
Jason Terry, he's got 16. We talked about having roommates. He's used to that. He was one of 10 kids growing up in Seattle.
Taught me a lot of responsibility early. You know, I was the second oldest, so I'd be the one walking kids to school or coming home early, fixing them meals and getting them ready for the next day. But it just taught me a lot of responsibility early, and I'll never forget that time.
And again, helped his mom raise the 10 children. As one of the older ones, we send our best wishes to his mom. We've been having some heart problems. She's back in the hospital watching. She normally comes to so many of his road games. She's such a huge fan of her boy. And we send our best wishes to her as her son having a terrific first half. Daniels gets inside. Howard off the dribble. Boy, Howard's got it going as well. And this is the largest lead of the half for Dallas.
He's doing everything tonight, Mike. He has the 15 points, but he's 6 for 6 on the line. He has 5 rebounds, and he's shooting 5 for 11. So he's got the total package.
Wade falling away. Way off.
Way off is right.
Wade on the steal on the outlet pass. Goes in and draws the foul.
Always attack, and that's exactly what he did. He made the steal. We told you during the year he's in the top 6 every season in steals. In the playoffs, he's averaging over 2 a game. This is when he makes this steal, he attacks the shot blocker. He goes right into the chest of the shot blocker, neutralize him, and not allow him to get up in the air. And that was a beautiful move.
Dampier with his 3rd foul. You know, we spoke before about how Wade uncomfortable with the Michael Jordan comparisons. It's nice to see Michael Jordan back in the NBA. Is now part owner of the Charlotte Bobcats, back where he belongs, Ruby.
Well, it will be interesting to see what happens there. They have a terrific young ball club. Bernie Bickerstaff has done an excellent job. Unfortunately for that franchise this year, they had so many injuries to quality players. They played you tough, but they would eventually run out of gas. But there is an awful lot of talent there, and it'll be interesting to see what happens over the next couple of years.
Let's go to Lisa Salters.
Well, Mike, after every game, Pat Riley sends a DVD to Dwayne Wade's house of all of his touches from that game. Wade told me that he usually spends hours watching it, trying to get better, as he says, just trying to be a student of the game. I asked Pat Riley how long he's been doing it, and he said, this year, he said, we've spent millions on our technical equipment. We might as well use it. Mike?
This is another sign of how the league has changed.
Yeah, well, all the teams in the league have the same type of equipment, and all the teams do exactly the same thing. It depends upon the working of the staff, how they break it down, and what they're sending home.
Terry again. Jason Terry lighting it up here on the second quarter. And the Mavericks now with an 8-point lead. 19 for Terry.
Now, both teams came out in the zone since that last timeout.
Wade comes right back. Does not get the bounce. Knocks it away from Howard. Haslam. And O'Neal not expecting the pass.
Plenty of time here. Plenty of time.
Coming up on a minute remaining. That's a 3. In and out. Halfway down.
He's having a tough night tonight. Everything is off the rim, in the basket. Now, they have an advantage. Someone is wide open here because Wade is late.
And Howard comes right back as Haslam picks up his 3rd foul. And Josh Howard and Jason Terry carrying the team right now.
Now that time, Dwayne Wade, he's pleading for a foul at the other end of the floor, but he was late coming back. And because he came back late, there was a free man. And then what happens? You get a mismatch.
Howard, meanwhile, remember, had the great start in Game 3, was scoreless in Game 4 when the Heat came back. Then he had a nightmare shooting Game 4, 1 of 8. He is making up for it right now. Here in the first half, 19 points.
Dallas doing an excellent job. You don't have Stackhouse, so what you're doing, they're staying with their centers. Nowitzki's on the floor for longer minutes, as well as Howard.
Wade trying to find an opening.
He can't bank a shot tonight. He's having a lot of difficulty. He's missing, and he's not missing with close shot. I mean, he's missing badly. All the shots are long this evening, off the dribble, into the paint, or off the spin move, where he usually plays the backboard so beautifully.
Register for the 2006 Finals MVP vote presented by T-Mobile. T-Mobile customers text keyword MVP to MyNBA, MYNBA, to vote for free, or vote online with your wireless device at NBA.com or AOL.com/NBA. This is such a huge game for the Miami Heat. Series tied at 2. Well, they don't want to have to be in a position where they have to win 2 in Dallas. As Posey misfires, Shandon Anderson the rebound. Jason Williams, quick 3, puts it in.
Well, they needed that. Miami needed that big time. They're doing an excellent job in getting Wade to shoot a very poor percentage. Right now, Miami came down and scored, and they're coming back in here, and they're playing man-to-man. No, this might be a zone. Yeah, this is a 2-3 zone. Possibly.
Little over a 2-second difference between shot and game clock. Terry has been superb. Nowitzki, that's a 3. Boy, short. And with 1.6 remaining, Miami will have a chance. I think they're going to put some more time on the clock.
Well, it's a situation now, if it's 2 seconds, beware of a long pass. And any pass around the half-court mark, you know that a player can get off 2 dribbles.
So they put up, they're going to keep it. Yeah, 1.6 is what it says. Devin Harris checks in. Now they're going to put 2 seconds, 2 full seconds on.
Right.
Now they fix it.
Now watch a guy faking and going long on you.
Williams puts it up at the buzzer. They say no.
Oh.
It would not have counted. Joe DeRosa says he did not get it off in time. Doesn't matter as it doesn't go in. And that will end the first half. The Dallas Mavericks, led by Jason Terry and Josh Howard, each with 19 points, have an 8-point lead as we go to Stuart Scott.
Thanks a lot, Mike. Jason, you guys ended the half on a 21-9 run. What are you doing different now, showing signs of life that you didn't do in the previous game?
Just more alert defensively, man. We're really getting down and trying to get after it, but we got to make it come through for 48 minutes.
You guys shot 31% last game. You yourself, you're 8 for 11 shooting now. Why the change?
No, just more concerted effort, a focus, man, on every possession. My teammates are finding me, but we got a long way to go.
What out there are you all still not doing as well as you would like to, though?
Rebounding the basketball. As you see, that last rebound cost us a three-pointer, so we got to get after it on the boards.
All right, Jason, nice job. Good luck in the second half. Mike, back to you.
All right, Stuart, after the break, we'll send it to Dan Patrick, Michael Wilbon, and Mark Jackson for the T-Mobile halftime report. Dwayne Wade just 3 of 13. Dallas by 8 at halftime.
Mavericks' 8-point lead at halftime is tempered a little bit because of the condition of Josh Howard. He actually left the court before the end of the half. Team sources say that he has a strained right hamstring. He is going to start the second half, Avery Johnson told me. But Avery even admitted to me, he said, we are very, very concerned. He'll start the half and we'll see how it goes. And Mike, they also have a stationary bike about 20 yards in back of their bench just inside the tunnel to keep him warm if he needs it.
Not just score, Stuart, but he's done a little bit of everything. And as Nowitzki, you see they've been able to overcome, but Nowitzki hasn't forced it. They've doubled him, got the ball out of his hands, and his teammates have picked up the slack. He had the quick start. Now single coverage with Haslam. And Nowitzki's shot won't go.
For Miami in the second half, Mike, they need a contribution from everyone. The team is flat. They're only shooting 37%. In games 3 and 4, they were able to shoot over 50.
O'Neal calling for it. Walker right back down to him. Jason Williams, hop step, nails a 3.
Now that is his third 3 in this game. He's looking for the shot. He feels a little rhythm going.
Only once in this postseason have the Dallas Mavericks had a 10-point lead in a playoff game and lost. That was game 3. Normally they get the big lead. They're secure. They're 9-1. But that game 3 turned this series around as Devin Harris knocks down the jumper.
Now this young guy, he's getting opportunities now. He's 1 for 4. They're laying off. Wade is laying about 10 feet off of him. So get into a familiar area where you can shoot a high percentage.
Right back to O'Neal. Spinning. And Nowitzki the rebound.
Yeah, that was good defense by Jop. He stayed right on check. The key there was not the foul.
Terry goes at O'Neal. Inside. Pagano Jop. Harris back to Jop. And a good finish.
Now that was a pretty pass.
A 9-point lead for Dallas. Shaquille O'Neal. The offense been running through him. But Miami will have to play catch-up once again.
And for Dallas in that first half, Nowitzki and Terry both played over 23 minutes. Josh Howard 21. Now, can they keep this up without going to the bench for major minutes?
Wade on the drive. Deflected. Knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Terry. Also remember, for Dallas, a lot of the players are going to have to play extra minutes. Remember, Jerry Stackhouse not playing, their number 1 bench player, their 6-man extraordinaire, suspended the 1 game for the hard foul. And he's wearing his Jerry Stackhouse jersey, owner Mark Cuban. Now the shot clock was reset because Wade's pass apparently hit the rim.
Yes, it did. Yeah.
So that's why they reset it. That was the deflection. Right back to O'Neal. Jason Williams fires away. Harris with a running start.
Oh, look out here.
Harris goes right at Wade. Lots of contact. Harris looking for a foul.
Yeah, that's the third one that he's gone in. And you know tonight, you've got to make those. This is a big game.
Wade, meanwhile, draws the foul, and Harris going over to Joe Crawford saying, hey, what about down the other end? As Wade will shoot two.
The fact is, when you talk to a player who is getting good shots, high percentage, you're talking about just take your time. You know that you're getting bumped. Just go a little bit stronger and concentrate better. The main thing is that you are getting to the area.
Dwayne Wade, of course, was the first-round pick of Miami back in 2003, that great class, but he almost wasn't selected. Pat Riley said he would have selected Chris Bosh at the 5th spot, but the Raptors took him ahead of him. Riley admitting he loved Chris Bosh. And when Bosh went, Wade became their pick, and I think they're very happy.
I would hope so. I would hope so.
8-point game, 2.5 gone by here in the third. That's a huge game, especially for the Miami Heat, with Game 6 and, if necessary, Game 7 back in Dallas. Nowitzki had a good start, but off the mark again. He's 3 for 10.
Yeah, I like that screen on the baseline. Haslam was way off. All Dirk has to do is take his time.
O'Neal, and Jock just wraps him up. Jock has picked up his 4th foul in only 13 minutes of action.
Well, they're saying right now we are not going to let Shaq take a high percentage shot. They're going to foul him and then take the ball out on the side. And even if they do get in the penalty, okay, so he goes to the line. He's 0 for 3. He's got to make the shot.
You see how hard Jopp is working just to commit the foul. And they have 18 fouls to give because DJ Benga is back, plus Eric Ampier, the backup center. So they won't hesitate.
Yeah, the 3 centers tonight have 8 rebounds, 0 points.
Haslam, Udonis Haslam, who grew up a Miami Heat fan, with his first field goal. Here's Harris. Gets inside, wild shot, and away the rebound. Not a smart shot with O'Neal right there.
He was right there.
Wade, fancy, blocked for the foul. Nowitzki didn't like the call. Avery Johnson also arguing.
Now, you're a Miami fan.
Technical foul.
Staff. Right now, Antoine Walker is the guy you got to get off. He only played 6.5 minutes in the first half because of the foul situation.
And the assistant coaches, Bill Harris and Joe Prunty, moving Avery Johnson away. He was still yelling after the first.
Yes.
He's got to be careful. 2 technicals, you're automatically ejected. Bennett Salvatore tells him to stop. Once you get that warning, you have to be careful. They don't want to give a second technical, but if you keep carrying on.
Now just keep an eye. This is what they wanted at the one end. They felt that he was definitely hit below the number with Shaq's body, and there was a no call. So at the other end, they were very heated, and you can see right there Avery expressing himself, and anyone in that situation would do the same thing.
Walker misses from the free throw line now. They've missed 8 free throws.
Well, that's a big point, as well as their turnovers, because they also had 8 turnovers. Now, everyone keeps talking about Shaq being a bad foul shooter. Wade, we know, is all right about 7. The rest of this team is shooting 56% in this series, so it just isn't Shaq.
They're 15 of 23 getting to the line, but a good number of misses. 5-point game. Look at O'Neal come out to help. Nowitzki, nice pass to Dampier.
Now, that was good recognition, mainly because Shaq tried to help out on Jason Terry. And then as soon as Nowitzki got the ball, he made a move so that Shaq could not rotate back in time. And they found the big fella for that dunk.
Devin Harris has been shadowing Dwayne Wade. He's done a nice job on him. Wade forces that shot. Wade now 3 for 14 from the field. Howard lost it. Jason Williams. Wade, bad pass. Picked off, but Harris couldn't control it, and the Heat will get it back.
Now, I know Dallas upset with that because they had a 4-on-2 going the other way. The main thing is that you prevented an easy basket right here. Now, just keep an eye on this. Bad pass, easy to read, good hands by Jason Terry.
Because Dallas never gained possession of the ball. The shot clock never reset, so it's now at 10. Walker tries the drive. Lob pass to O'Neal. Shot clock winding down. Offensive foul. Haslam lowered the shoulder and picks up his fourth.
Now Dallas really hustling defensively. They're scrapping, playing a lot like they did in game 1 and 2. Now they're covering the floor. They're forcing Miami into a low shooting percentage. Their rotations on the baseline have just been terrific tonight. They're doing an excellent job covering for one another.
Avery Johnson was very angry at his team. Talked about, again, their vacation mentality, how their intensity was lacking. Pat Riley said what's being said about Dallas right now is what was said about us after the first 2 games. It's been all home court advantage in this series thus far. Although the road team winning right now as Dallas goes up by 9.
Now you're waiting. You're a coach. You've been in this league. You've been waiting for them to run that set right there. Where you come off of Nowitzki pops back. You get him the ball back. And then his defensive man is moving. So he has an opportunity to get a high percentage shot.
O'Neal. And Dampier will pick up his 4th foul.
Now, in this situation, you're going to see the defender goes to help, just come right back to Dirk. There's no way that Posey can recover in time. Now, at this end, this is just a good, strong move. Anytime that Shaq catches in the series and moves quickly, he always pins the defender.
And O'Neal struggling again from the line. He goes for 4. He had a very strong game, all-around game in Game 4. He said, that was my first almost good game of the series. He has been entertaining the media throughout. Of course, didn't talk after the one game, but since then has been in a fine mood. As the Heat have come back and Posey's hustled. There's a pass to O'Neal and a foul.
Now that's what drives coaches crazy. You have an opportunity, you get a missed foul, so you have an opportunity for a rebound. The opposition not only recovers the ball, but then they find the most dangerous guy. Great hustle by Posey, an excellent look, and then you find a guy who can destroy you.
The hustle plays make such a difference. Posey's done that the last couple of games. O'Neal knocks down the free throw. And the Miami Heat back within 6.
This ball club right now, Dallas, if they just remember what Avery said in the first half. Get the movement, take your time, do not go with the quick shooting.
Nowitzki puts it in. Nowitzki finding the stroke. He's got 12.
Now they're 2 for 2 running that set right there. They put a lot of pressure on the defender of Nowitzki.
Benga back in. His first minutes of the series were in the first half. As O'Neal found that shot will not count. No continuation. As Benga picks up his 3rd foul.
Now this is they've run this set right here now 3 times in this quarter. See right now, as Posey goes to help on the drive, there is no way that he can get back to Dirk. Dirk Nowitzki will have an open jump shot somewhere between 12 and 17, 18 feet.
O'Neal, of course, hit with big free throws in Game 3 and that big come from behind win. Actually seems like a long time ago, Ubi. In Game 3 of that series where the Miami Heat were down 13, they were getting booed. Were actually boos during the NBA Finals. But Dwayne Wade led them to the comeback. They won Game 3, blew them out in Game 4. And now will have to come from behind here in Game 5. We approach the midway point of the 3rd.
Yeah, they're running the same set again. Here comes Dirk.
Terry, tough shot in the paint. Wade stripped, and the ball kicked by Benga.
Miami catches a break there. That was an excellent deflection on Wade.
The home team has won all 4 games. Dallas trying to get a win, go up 3-2 before they head back to Texas. Both Game 6 and, if necessary, Game 7 would be in Dallas.
Now, Miami's got to snap out of the fog here right now. Right now, they're only shooting 39%. They've missed 12 foul shots, and they have 9 turnovers. Now, we can say all we want. Shaq in the first 2 games was 2 for 16, and we know that's 13%. Then in the next Games 3 and 4, he went 9 for 16, 56%. But tonight, he's right back in that funk, 1 for 8. Now, if they're going to come back in this ball game and come up with a W, the shooting from the floor as well as the foul line must improve.
And this free throw is absolutely killing them once again. Even Wade has missed 3.
You're getting to the line. You're getting what you want. But unfortunately, they're shooting this horrendous percentage. That's their 13th miss.
Wade now with 15 points, majority of it from the free throw line. He's just 3 of 14 from the field. That last foul was on Griffin. Mavericks in the penalty. Walker, good aggressive defense on Howard.
Yeah, they were trying to get him on the baseline so he could take Antoine Walker.
Howard continues to hit that shot. He's got 21.
Remember we said we knew that Dirk had to step up, but then in the first quarter, we all know that Howard must step up because you've got to get your 3 best scorers on the road to shoot a high percentage for you.
Wade, they've been very aggressive on the ball denial as he was trying to fight through. He threw out an arm, as the Mavericks trying to say, but the call goes against Griffin, his 3rd. Let's watch him fight through.
Yeah, he's going to fight him. He's going to hold on. You see him holding him right there? You see, he had him by the shirt.
He got his side in on that one, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, you know, Griffin is going to play him different than Devin Harris. Devin Harris is going to play him with foot quickness, lay off him a little bit, and try to beat him to the spots. But when Griffin gets on him, he's on him with his hands and his forearm, especially down on the baseline.
Back to 8. Griffin confused over the call. This will be Wade's 14th free throw attempt. 7-point game. And again, they look to go to Howard with Walker on him. Howard off the dribble. Nowitzki open. That's a 3. Fight for the rebound. Posey again comes up with it in a loose ball foul against the Mavericks.
That was a very heady pass by Howard. Once he went down into that behind the backboard area, there was no chance for a shot. By throwing it out to Dirk, I think he might have caught him by surprise. Now this is the aftermath of the missed shot. You can see they can get piling on or they can get the first one. Either one, you had it going. 2 fouls were committed.
Howard with his 2nd foul, and Posey, who has just been terrific the last couple of games, he'll go to the free throw line. Posey, last year, as we said, played with Memphis. When he found out about the trade, he was part of a 5-team, 13-player deal. His reaction was, wow. Had a chance, he knew, to play on a special team that had a chance to really win a championship. And as you mentioned earlier, Yubi, he was so frustrated last year. He'd made some great improvement, but he was hurt almost the entire season. And now he's healthy. Started most of the season, but then got hurt. Antoine Walker replaced him in the starting lineup, but he's content with coming off the bench.
Well, he can defend all 3 positions. He can play the small forward, power forward, or a 2-guard.
O'Neal with the deflection.
Yeah, great hands by shot.
Wade on the drive to the basket and a hard foul.
He got hit first before the second hit. He was hit as he was going in for the shot, and then he got hit again. Keep an eye on this. You see it right there and then right there. So he got it by both guys.
The foul is on Nowitzki. And just, that's certainly nothing extra there. That's just scored hard fouls when you go to the basket and then players get a little tangled up.
Well, what you're doing is your big man who's coming across, there was no way for him to stop, and he's going for the shot block. That was the second collision.
Marquise Daniels returns. Again, no Jerry Stackhouse for Dallas. Suspended the 1 game. Nowitzki with his 3rd foul will sit. And you see the Lakers with Shaquille O'Neal, lowest of all time. They're now 9 of 18 here in this quarter. They've missed 9 free throws in the quarter.
Now, Miami in a zone right now, 2-3 zone, matching up This is smart. They're going to stop all of this high pick and roll stuff.
Howard gets away. Nice ball fake. Howard really has it going nicely.
Well, it's a poor defensive maneuver by Wade. He went out and left his feet. Josh Howard is excellent in giving you the ball fake and stepping inside and getting himself in that comfort zone, the mid-range jump shot.
He's got 23 points and 8 rebounds. Good entry pass to O'Neal. Perfect angle, and the big guy takes control. It's back to a 4-point lead.
Look out for the 8 seconds here.
They just get it over with a second to spare.
Indeed.
Have to get the ball across the half-court mark in 8 seconds. Daniels, Wade shuts him off nicely. Tough shot from Daniels with a hand in his face.
He's a player that can make those kind of shots. He's an off-balance type of a guy, and he's very, very good off the dribble.
Hadn't scored a point the first 4 games. He has 2 tough shots here in Game 5. Playing for Jerry Stackhouse as Walker. Posey keeps it alive. O'Neal. Line drive.
Get it up, get it up.
Terry on the pull-up.
Nice.
And the Mavs answer back again to go up by 8.
See, there, you just cannot relax. They put the pressure on Miami, and we all know that Miami's defensive transition game is weak. So you must continue to pressure them into reacting.
Terry is 9 of 13 from the field. Walker posting up Howard. Good strong move from Walker.
Now that was a prime time move by a 20-point scorer. You can see he used his body all the way. He just took his shoulder right into that defender.
Terry, and a foul on Jason Williams. It's only the first team foul for the Heat. Back in the 2003 draft out of Wake Forest, he was the ACC Player of the Year, but he still fell to 29th overall. Great numbers tonight. The Mavericks were shocked he fell. In fact, Pat Riley said that he was thinking about trading up to get him, and he has become, what a bargain. Riley says he's becoming a star. Terrific all-around player, UB, and he's having a great game.
Well, the big thing is they do not run many plays for him. He gets everything out of transition and movement.
And Terry continues to knock shots down, and the lead back up to 8.
Now, Jason Terry is 10 for 14 in this game, and he's just doing it so easily. Anytime that he gets on the move, he's up and in high percentage-wise.
Walker drives. Griffin the rebound.
This game can't be about hope shots. You know, Miami's got to take good percentage shots, and then definitely at the foul line. The foul line is killing him with 14 misses.
You call that last one a hope shot?
Yes, indeed.
There's Terry again.
There it is.
And a moving screen called on Benga.
Yeah, there's no need for Benga to do that. Just stay there because Jason Terry is behind, is ahead of Jason Williams. And there's no need to move. Every time he comes off of that curl throughout this entire game, he's been wide open at the foul line extended area.
Williams sits. Payton is in. Van Horn replaces Benga, so Van Horn will play center. Now guarding Alonzo Mourning.
Now, right now, they're small. Right now, Dallas has gone to a small unit, and they're forcing Mourning to play Van Horn. So it'll be interesting. As we've seen this before, they would play zone to counteract that.
Wade. It's been a long time since he knocked down a field goal, and it brings the Heat back within 6. He's just 4 of 15, but we're approaching Dwayne Wade time.
There you go. Big thing for Dallas. Just keep your movement. Keep the ball going from side to side. You're getting good percentage shots anytime that you get good movement.
Daniels on the drive. Another tough shot. This one won't go. Wade, like Nowitzki, they can have off shooting nights but still score a lot of points because they get to the free throw line so often. Wade, again.
That's been missing. That's been missing tonight. His 15 to 18-foot game.
They're back within 4. Final minute, third quarter. And the defense just picked up.
Yeah, they sure did. They played very well that time on the screen.
Nice offensive foul as Daniels after the pass. Who else but James Posey picks up yet another charge.
At both ends, you're seeing people sacrifice their bodies, making good rotation, taking the charge. That's the old story of being familiar of playing guys when you're playing them every other day.
That's his 7th charge that he's drawn in the past 4 games. Posey, an invaluable defender since the series has shifted here in Miami. He's one of those weird people that like to play defense, Yubi.
Yeah, well, for us, he was a terrific defender in Memphis. He played the other team's high-scoring 2-guard or small forward. And he really gave of himself at night in and night out.
And hits a 3. Posey makes it a 1-point game.
James Posey right now has made 7 threes in this series.
2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Harris tied up.
Good double team on Dirk.
And a foul call. Payton, someone's going to get hit with a technical. Nope. Joe Crawford. It looked like he was ready to blow.
Yeah, and that was a beautiful move by Nowitzki. He made what we call a backdoor. He ran without the ball, caught the defenders looking at the other side of the floor. Now, but as soon as he made that catch, 2 defenders, just watch this. Watch the 2 guys come right to him. An excellent reaction there by Posey and Payton.
They call the foul on Posey, his 3rd. Put his hand up.
With the hand, yeah. They're not going to let him hand check him and then try to ride him.
Not in the penalty, so they'll inbound and hold it for the final shot of the period. Devin Harris, though, takes a quick shot. Not a smart one at all.
Well, you have time here to get a good shot.
Posey pushing. Wade takes over at the buzzer. Nearly banks it in. And that will end the 3rd period.
These next 2 minutes, we got to get the score tied. That's all it's about now, okay?
That was the message with 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. And the Heat, down 9 in the period, came storming back and pulled to within 1 as we get set for the 4th quarter. Almost took the lead, but Wade's shot at the buzzer misfired as they end with a 7-0 run here in Game 5 of the NBA Finals. Usually we have 2 teams that have never played in the NBA Finals. Time for their first championship. This series deadlocked at 2 apiece. The all-important Game 5. With the series heading back to Dallas after tonight, Miami wants to make sure they don't put themselves in a position where they have to win 2 on the road to win a championship. And as we know, the last 2 games, the 4th quarter has not been kind to the Mavericks.
Well, main thing for the Mavericks right now, they got to get to the line. In the 3rd quarter, 0 foul shot attempts. Now, Miami could not overcome because of the fact they were 9 for 18 on the foul line.
Wade left his feet. Says to Walker, maybe he's mad that Walker didn't come to the open area, but it's a turnover regardless. Number 10 for Miami.
Dallas was just cut down on the turnovers now. You want to also be able to get to the basket off the dribble so that you get foul shot opportunities. Do not settle for all jump shots.
Howard's had the hot hand. That's a 2-pointer, not even close, says O'Neal, the rebound. In Game 3, the Heat overcame a 13-point deficit in the 4th to win. In Game 4, they held the Mavericks to 7 points, lowest ever in a finals quarter. Wade puts it in, and the Miami Heat have regained the lead. Their first lead of the 2nd half.
Now in Game 4, the game plan for Dallas was to give Dwayne Wade the outside shot. Take away the drive to the basket. But you saw it tonight. They took away the drive. They made it difficult for him. But now, all of a sudden, with him out on the top of the circle, the jump shots are open.
Harris, good drive, and he's got hit. So Devin Harris, who is not afraid to go up against the big trees inside, will shoot 2.
Now, I'm happy for the young man because he's going to get to the foul line. Now, he's 1 for 7 in the game. The opportunities have been there for him. He's been able to drive the basketball. He's missed a couple where he was slightly bumped, where you want the call. But in this game, on the drive, you're not getting the call.
And you see the free throws. The Heat could have a comfortable lead if they'd knock down some more. As Harris ties the game. Devin Harris, the 2nd-year guard, grew up in downtown Milwaukee, played his college ball at Wisconsin, and is really starting to come on, making a name for himself in these playoffs.
Well, as you move through this game, Mike, and you get deep into this 4th quarter, the quickness factor is big because he can beat anyone off the dribble to the rim.
And the Mavs remain perfect at the free throw line, 11 for 11. O'Neal. Posey, another three. Won't go. And Nowitzki lets it go out of bounds.
Now, early in this game, anytime that Shaq caught the ball, they were not coming right away. They were waiting for the dribble. Now you can see that they're coming much earlier, and Shaq's taking his time to find the free man.
Harris. Jock tried to tip it.
Good try. Good rebound by Shaq.
Payton on the floor, like he is often in the fourth quarter. Right back to the big fella. O'Neal dumps it in.
If you play him man to man, he will just take that jump shot, that jump hook, right up over the top.
He's 7 of 10 from the field. Harris to Terry. Shot clock at 7. Harris off balance. And he got bumped. O'Neal forced him out. Second team foul and third on Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah, now this young fella, he can make a difference from now to the end of this game. Anytime that he gets more than one dribble, you know that he's going to be harassing that defender because things will open up. But they've got to get Jason Terry involved now.
Again, on the 5th foul in each quarter, you go to the line and the penalty on non-shooting fouls. And a whistle, can hardly hear it. Joe Crawford talking defensive 3 seconds, which is a technical foul.
Miami's done an excellent job. Anytime that there is a clear out on the opposite side of the floor, they will send their people on the opposite side of the lane in. They're constantly looking to help out.
Nowitzki hits. The NBA Finals on ABC continue Tuesday. Game 6 will be back in Dallas. Who will have the lead, though, in the series? Coverage starts at 8:30. Tip-off shortly after 9. And then Game 7, if necessary, Thursday, back in Dallas. Both games in Texas, so important for Miami to get the victory here tonight. It's all even with just over 9 minutes remaining. And a travel call on Terry.
I know he's shocked that that was called, but the opportunity is there. He can take Payton and he can take Jason Williams anytime off the dribble. And many times he doesn't even need a screen. Just get him the basketball and he can operate.
Miami Heat 10-1 on their home floor in the postseason. Wade trying to draw a foul. Tough shot.
Well, you got to look up here now because Wade is way behind everyone.
Terry, quick shot. Too quick. But the air ball rebounded by Howard. And he'll set it up, still with time, 10 on the shot clock. Harris with the jumper. Rebound once again by Josh Howard. Another big play.
They're doing a terrific job.
Terry hits a three. Jason Terry from downtown. And Dallas back up by 3.
Now that was a just all hustle. Hustle and tough, not worrying about body contact on the offensive rebound.
Josh Howard's 10th board leads to the three-pointer. Posey right back to O'Neal. Payton. Posey, a contested shot. Won't go. And Jop just hammers O'Neal on the rebound. That's 5 fouls on Sagana Jop. Part of his toughness, and Avery Johnson has passed that on to his team. They have shown toughness, including on the road. They've clinched all 3 of their series on the road, including a Game 7 in overtime in San Antonio in the conference semifinals, and they're showing their toughness again here tonight.
Well, they set that during the course of the season. They had the 3rd best road record in the league.
O'Neal wants the ball. Haslam didn't get it to him, but before the shot, Dampier was shoving O'Neal out of the way. That's 5 fouls on Dampier.
Now, that was by design. They posted Shaq right above the circle, the defensive circle in the lane. And then Dampier tried to front Shaq, and he just outmuscled him with his forearm. Easy call for Bennett Salvatore.
The inbound with 15 on the 24-second shot clock. Wade. Harris doesn't go for it. Wade can't hit.
Yeah, one of the very few that he's missed once he backs you down for that mid-range jump shot.
Wade had that incredible fourth quarter in game 3, 15 of his 42 points as they came back from 13 down with 6.5 to go.
It's taken too long to develop.
Shaq out on Nowitzki, bumps him a bit. Nowitzki picks it out, and a 24-second violation. You could see that coming, Ubi.
Yes, you could, and mainly because there was so much congestion in the painted area and down on the baseline. Now just watch over here on the right. Who is on Dirk? The Shaq man. Now this, you can see the defenders. 3 guys came to Nowitzki that time.
One of the largest perimeter defenders we've ever seen.
But we saw that in game 4. He was guarding people out in the corner.
And you see the foul, the distribution. They're trying to use every single one of them. 6 fouls and you're out. O'Neal harass. Excellent defense. Last touch by Wade. Terrific double team, and they forced a turnover.
Yeah, that time when you pass out of the post, Shaq can't be that timid. That was a very soft pass. And once again, Devin Harris with his quickness. His quickness got right in there and caused that deflection.
Ball denial is a lost art, but Harris is very adept. Looking for Nowitzki. They've done a good job defensively on him as Nowitzki struggled with his shot. Banks that one in.
Now that was a beautiful change of direction by Dirk. And the defender could not have played him any better. Denied the pass, but then a heady move, a spin move, caused that nice lob pass and a bank shot.
Mavericks back up by 5. Nowitzki has 15. Wade bumped as he went to the basket. Harris foul him. They're going to say in the act of shooting, so he'll shoot 2.
Now keep an eye on Dirk. Now just watch. He's working. He got bumped a number of times. Now watch him change direction right here. Haslam did a terrific job. And not only, remember we told you about Dirk, he can make the catch and elevate. Distance is never a factor.
Yeah, this is a 7-footer moving without the ball like that.
Exactly right. And during the season, he had less than 2 turnovers a game. And when you consider how much he handles the basketball, that's staggering.
Wade, meanwhile, hits another free throw. And Wade, who's just 6 of 20 from the field, has 25 points. There's Nowitzki's numbers. And again, the Miami defense double teaming Nowitzki, trying to take the ball out of his hands. That's why Jason Terry and Josh Howard have been able to erupt. Approaching the midway point of the 4th, it's a 3-point game. Who will take a 3-2 lead in the series? And a foul on Gary Payton. His ball denial on Jason Terry. 3rd team foul. And Payton with 2. Avery Johnson and Pat Riley, they've both won championship rings. Riley is a coach and player. Johnson is a player with San Antonio. But the only player to have one on these 2 teams is O'Neal. And O'Neal grabs the rebound. He's looking for his 4th ring. Wade on the drive. Dangerous pass. Wade draws the foul. And we'll go back to the line. And we'll have a timeout as Josh Howard picks up his 3rd.
Now you can see right there, he's struggling from the field this evening. The foul shots, he's missed 4. He's 14 for 18. Now, when Dwayne Wade goes to the line right now, Miami will be shooting their 39th and 40th free throws of this game, and we still have 5 minutes and 47 seconds to go. They're getting the opportunities, but they've missed 14.
Wade makes it a 2-point game. Two clutch, perfect free throws there. Jason Terry has had the hot hand for Dallas.
Right now, this is all about movement with Dallas. They must move to keep the defense going from side to side.
Howard with Posey on him. Terrific matchup. Got Nowitzki. That's a 3. Way off.
They would drop in there. Or then the problem is that they're not looking for any shots. even Dampier. They make a catch, and if they're more than 5 feet away from the basket, they just can't score. So they then need another pass.
O'Neal, single coverage, quick shot, won't go. Oh, Nowitzki got hammered after grabbing the rebound. Haslam will pick up his 5th, and that's the 4th team foul on Miami.
Yeah, you never get upset with your guys when they're banging the offensive glass. Haslam went in there like a warrior. Dirk had the rebound, and then naturally that was an easy call because Haslam came right up over the top of him.
Haslam does not have big numbers, but his defensive job on Nowitzki has been critical for Miami. Nowitzki having another rough shooting game. Terry. And Payton hit him. So Jason Terry, again beating him off the dribble, will shoot 2.
Jason Terry has been so consistent throughout this entire series. Now just watch the quickness as he blows by Payton. So he gets right to where he wants to go. And then you're going to foul him. He's 11 for 16 from the field. He's got 4 threes, and now he's going to the line.
Terry out of Arizona, played his first 5 years with the Atlanta Hawks. They didn't come close to the playoffs, but he used to attend in person many playoff games, including the finals. He said he didn't want to be in awe when he finally reached there. He could pick up some tips, and he has certainly played well in his first appearance in the finals.
Well, the thing I like about it is he just doesn't force the action. He plays within whatever you're running, and then he just does things, Now right there, they fouled Shaq.
It's the Hack-a-Shaq.
Hack-a-Shaq now. Now this is interesting with 4:44 to go. That is a lot of pressure on Shaq. He's only 1 for 8 from the foul line this evening.
We've seen this a couple of times with the team ahead going to the Hack-a-Shaq. We saw it in the Detroit-Miami series. It was the Hack-a-Ben with Ben Wallace. And O'Neal just 1 for 8. Again, this is away from the play. They quickly foul. In many cases, the players will alert the officials, this is what we're going to do. And that's his wife. She can't bear to look. And you can do this up until 2 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter. Then the rule changes and it penalizes you for doing that. But O'Neal hits 1 of 2, and his dad appreciative.
Well, right now, Avery Johnson is saying, we'll trade you 2 for 1. That's what you're thinking. You're thinking optimistically. Well, that puts the pressure on you down here now to execute.
Terry tied up. Wild pass. Howard somehow saves it. Shot clock at 4. Howard can't connect. Nowitzki, though. The ball just grazed the rim, so the shot clock reset.
Well, they got a break there. You saw the white shirts. Everyone was moving to get out on the break, and then no one was back in to recover the rebound.
Nowitzki wants the ball. Terry over O'Neal, and he drops it in. Jason Terry, once again, he's got 30. And the Mavs back up by 4. His second 30-point game of the series. Payton left open, nails a 3.
Now that's big. Now that is really big. When you think that Gary Payton has been playing in this game, he's only had a few shot opportunities, and he knocks in a 3.
He's hit a couple of big shots in this series. Terry again. Makes his move, draws the foul, banks it in. Jason Terry, what a marvelous performance. And the Dallas Mavericks with a chance to go up by 4.
He's playing with so much confidence. Anytime that he keeps his dribble, he knows that he can get past his defender and then force the defense to react. Now, the big fellas have really come in there and forced that high release. Look at this. Here's the second one back to back. Now, the defenders inside have done a good job. Out on the perimeter, negative. Terry is getting to wherever he wants to go.
His second 32-point game. That's what he had in game 1. And he exceeds that and gives the Dallas Mavericks a 4-point lead with just under 3.5 to play. Payton, by the way, that was his 4th foul. Howard's on Payton. They double Wade. And a bump. Over aggressive is Josh Howard. That's his 4th. And the Mavericks in the penalty. So Wade, who has set a Miami Heat playoff record for free throw attempts in a game, will add to that now with numbers 21 and 22.
Well, they tell you if you're having a bad night offensively that you should go to the basket, okay? It sounds basic, but if you go to the basket, good things happen. And if you get as many catches as Wade do, then you're going to get an awful lot of opportunities off the drive. You get fouled and you go to the line.
He has really struggled from the field, but you see the free throw shooting. Conley knocks down both. And a timeout call by Avery Johnson. 3 minutes, 8 seconds remaining here in this Game 5 of the NBA Finals from Miami. And the Dallas Mavericks leading by 2, hoping to go back to Texas with a 3-2 lead. Meanwhile, this is the final home game for the Miami Heat. Their fans have been tremendous throughout these playoffs. Another capacity crowd. See some of the foul difficulties. Again, the top 3 all centers, so they've got plenty to give. Josh Howard with 4. Now the question, does Dallas continue with a hack-a-shack when Miami gets the ball back? You see Haslam and Payton, the only one with some foul questions. O'Neal has struggled from the line. It is so hard to win the middle 3 games since the NBA went to this format back in '85. Only one team has won the middle 3 games. That was Detroit back in 2004. Terry, an open 3. Posey, good boxing out. And Haslam hands it off to Payton.
Now, that was an interesting play that they came out of a timeout. Now, they got what they wanted, a wide open shot by Terry, their hot man. Now, here we have the hack and Shaq right away by Jop on Shaq.
That's the 6th foul on Jop, so he's out. But again, they have Dampier and Benga to come in with 2:44 remaining. There's the foul again. The rule will change when you get to the 2-minute mark. Then it becomes one shot and you get the ball back. It's called an away from the play foul. So they can do it for 44 more seconds. Avery Johnson not looking happy there. And O'Neal, 2 of 10 so far tonight. So far it's worked. He's missed 2 of 3.
Now they're playing the percentages and they're doing a good job. Now we know that in Game 3 and in Game 4, Shaq did a decent job. He shot it at 57%. Well, unfortunately tonight, this is a 2 for 11 right here.
Misses both, but Haslam the offensive rebound.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to call a lane violation? Or is it a foul? It's a lane violation called by Joey Crawford. They obviously came into the paint before O'Neal released it. And that actually penalizes the Heat because Haslam would have had the offensive board. Watch Nowitzki.
Now keep an eye on Haslam also about right here with the push on Dampier. See, he just pushed him in the lower back and then was able also to get the rebound.
So now O'Neal will get another chance. Clock back to 2:44. Again, can't get it to fall, and Terry comes in to help out. The free throws have just killed the Miami Heat. 29 of 46, 17 misses from the line. Payton stays with Terry. Howard fouled on the pass. Doesn't matter, they're in the penalty, so Howard will shoot 2 as Posey picks up the personal.
As the game progresses and you get into the 4th quarter, the fact that Dallas has 4 guys out on the perimeter who can really handle a basketball, and once they make a diagonal pass like they made 2, they put it down on the floor, they're going by you. And then what happens? Can you rotate or do you foul them? And unfortunately for Miami, they've been fouling them.
Yeah, you saw that number. They're perfect from the line. So O'Neal will be taken out, certainly for the next 25 seconds because of the hack-a-shack. Again, the rule changes at 2 minutes so they can put him back in. Howard, a very good free throw shooter. Knocks down a pair. And Dallas with a 4-point lead. Both teams with multiple timeouts remaining.
Yeah, now right now Miami's small. Antoine Walker is their biggest man.
Wade on the drive. Banks it in, and a foul. Dwayne Wade does it again.
That's his pet move. Now all night in games 1, 2, 3, and 4, he's been banking them in. Now up until this stretch, he has not had the touch. Now how about this? Under pressure, he's able to play the board and knock it in.
And again, he'll go to the line. He's 18 of 22 from the line. Now with 32 points for Wade, 10 of them here in this fourth quarter. And more importantly for Miami, there's a chance to bring them to within one. If he hits this free throw, he ties the NBA Finals record for most free throws made in a Finals game. And he does, tying him with Bob Pettit way back in 1958.
Now right now, Avery Johnson is making the call.
Crowd on its feet in a one-point game.
All right, two-man game with Nowitzki and Terry. The defense chased them away, though. Did a good job.
Nowitzki wanting the ball. Shot clock at 8. Nowitzki guarded by Haslam. Terry's falling away. Air ball. Rebound fought for. And a loose ball foul. No, a 24-second violation as it never hit the rim.
Now, that was Miami's finest defense in this quarter. They defended the high screen on numerous occasions. And then on the drive, they did not allow Terry to create the angle and get to the basket. They forced a bad percentage shot.
Excellent defense from the Miami Heat. Shaquille O'Neal still sits. 20,000 plus, almost everyone on their feet. The all-important Game 5 as these two teams look for their first NBA championship. Wade puts it in. Miami leads.
Dwayne Wade with 13 points in this quarter.
He had 15 in the fourth quarter of Game 3.
Well, they just missed Devin Harris on the screen. He just went right down the lane open.
Nowitzki draws the foul. Good aggressive move from Nowitzki. And he'll go to the free throw line. Pat Riley not pleased with the call as Walker picks up his fourth.
Now, guess what? Dallas came out of this and they had two cutters wide open. Now, Dirk just goes strong. He goes right inside here. He got hit by two guys. So you know that was an easy call. But the defense did an adequate job. Devin Harris was open and Howard might have been open on cuts to the basket.
They remain perfect from the line, 18 for 18. Nowitzki is a great free throw shooter. Remember, though, he missed a critical free throw at the end of Game 3. But he's also hit big free throws earlier in the playoffs. Misses that one. Tie game with 1:20 to play.
Now, Miami has two timeouts. Dallas has one full timeout and a 20.
Wade pulls up. Bang!
Oh.
Dwayne Wade again!
Oh, my. And he's making it so easy, smooth, not in a hurry, reading the defense.
A minute remaining. Nowitzki with Haslam right up on him. Nowitzki knocks it down. Dirk Nowitzki comes right back to tie the game.
Haslam could not have played him any better.
And a big shot for Nowitzki, who's been struggling shooting the ball. Wade trying to draw the foul. Short. Howard tips it, and Dampier holds on. O'Neal trying to swat it away.
We have about 7 seconds on the shot clock.
And they'll call timeout. 7-second difference between game clock and shot clock. And the Mavericks with a chance to take the lead. You'll be Dwayne Wade doing it again. Another huge fourth quarter.
Now this is just, he's so under control here. He takes the screen, and when Devin Harris went under that screen that time, it just opened up the distance for him to get off the big shot. Now down at this end, this is Dirk. Now Haslam is right on top of Dirk. See, but once he goes up, he has the size advantage and the release as he steps it back at the angle. Now at this end, this is a difficult shot. You're going to see Harris is right on him. Now he tries to draw the contact, but Devin Harris avoided the contact. The shot is short.
Wade, 15 points in the fourth quarter, 37 for the game. We've said it a couple of times. We are watching the blossoming of a true NBA star, a young man in just his third year in the league. This is what he lives for. He's already had one defining moment in Game 3 with his great comeback, doing it again. But you also like to see Nowitzki hitting a big shot. It's been a tough night, but he's not afraid to take that shot.
Well, the pressure has been great at both ends, and the big guys are delivering, and that's what you like to see. Now, coming out of this timeout, you know right now that probably Terry and Nowitzki are going to be your main options in this play. You only have 16 seconds. Now, if they shoot and score, you know that Miami has 2 timeouts. Okay, so Miami would be able to move the ball. Miami, no matter what, a shot and a miss or a shot and a score, has plenty of time here because there'll be many seconds left. You have 7 seconds if they took the full 16 seconds.
Again, after tonight, the series will shift back to Dallas. Game 6 will be Tuesday night at the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas. But who will have the lead? Dwayne Wade's team trying to win 3 straight on their home floor. The home team has been perfect so far in this series. Dallas with a chance to steal one here on the road.
Now here we have 2-man game, Terry and Nowitzki.
Terry, there's the double. O'Neal helping out. Shot clock down to 5.
Yeah, that was good basketball.
Nowitzki inside to Dampier.
Now Shaq tried to help. Shaq tried to help on Nowitzki, and that was a terrific look and delivery of a pass by Dirk Nowitzki.
And Dampier with just his second basket of the game gives the Mavericks a 2-point lead, but still plenty of time remaining.
Now this was a beautifully run play. The decoy. Now watch to the left of your screen. See Nowitzki looking because he saw Shaq come right out to double team him. Beautiful recognition and a great pass by Dirk.
The third assist of the game for Nowitzki, who again didn't want to force it, and it sets up his teammate beautifully.
Well, they came out of that timeout, Mike. They ran one continuity with Terry and Nowitzki, and then they came right back with Dampier coming up and setting another screen. So it was well run by design. You took away the first option and the second option, then they ran a down screen for Nowitzki, and that's how that all opened up. Beautiful play and a terrific call coming out of the huddle.
Now, all eyes will be on Dwayne Wade as Dallas will try and stop him. They have not been able to do so in the fourth quarter as Wade has exploded once again with 15 of his 37 points in this period.
The main thing right now for the Miami offensive people, that whenever, if Wade is making a move, that you hold your spacing, because if Dallas runs a double team at Dwayne Wade, that the pass will be coming to you, and you're going to be in a situation where it's a catch and a shot.
Anxious moments here as the crowd nervous.
Most difficult thing if you're a Dallas player is not to foul. You know that they do not want him to get a wide open shot or a high percentage shot. And as we all know, that Dwayne Wade sometimes will just put his head down and rely on his quickness and his ability to finish.
Haslam, Payton, O'Neal, Wade, and now Walker comes in for Haslam. Posey stays in.
Now, no matter what happens with the Heat, you have one timeout. So if you cannot get the ball in, you can use it. And then if there is a score, you know that Dallas has a 20-second timeout.
Again, neither team with a foul to give. In the hands of Dwayne Wade.
They have Howard on him.
Wade looking. Pulls up, banks it in. Tie game with 2.8 remaining. Timeout Dallas. The remarkable Dwayne Wade with 39.
Remarkable is right. How about the angle? Look at the angle of this shot, and he still plays the board. The ability to get the bump and hang in the air.
Griffin right with him. And Wade using the glass so beautifully, as he so often does. Now it's 17 points here in the fourth quarter. We are watching a very special young player.
Now, he kept his dribble, and then look at this angle. The ability to hang in the air and still play the board.
Now with 2.8 remaining, Dallas calls their final timeout. You see the incredible numbers for Wade at crunch time. Certainly plenty of time with 2.8 left to catch, dribble, or catch pass.
Oh, plenty of time.
Shot.
Plenty of time here, Mike.
Again, the Heat, no fouls to give.
Now, you know that the emphasis is going to be on Nowitzki and Terry. They have Howard taking the basketball out of bounds. The other people, make sure that you're spaced properly, because if it happens quick and a pass comes to you, you must be ready to catch and shoot.
Howard will inbound. Remember, at the end of game 3, Nowitzki inbounded to Howard, but there's more time now. Howard looking. Terry puts it up for the win. No good. Overtime.
Beautiful execution. Terry elevated, and then give Miami's defense credit.
Overtime in game 5 of the NBA Finals. The Heat and the Mavericks tied at 93. The overtime, 5 minutes put up on the clock. As you see, they've set the record. Now, you shoot the penalty in the overtime on the 4th team foul. Each team gets 3 timeouts. As O'Neal and Dampier will be at center court. If you had your 20-second timeout, you could carry it over, but neither team did, so 3 timeouts per club. And the Mavericks get first possession. Mavericks 3-0 in overtime in the postseason, including that Game 7 win in San Antonio. This is the first playoff overtime game for the Heat this year. Haslam again, right up on Nowitzki. Nowitzki trying to clear some space, in and out, and Wade the rebound. Avery Johnson said the NBA Finals is like Carnegie Hall. The great players play great here. Wade has done that. Another banker. 41.
I mean, it's amazing. This young man has 19 points now in his 4th quarter in overtime.
Dampier trying to hold on, keeps it alive, and Nowitzki saves it.
Big thing here, just settle down. You have plenty of time.
Wade with his second 40-point game of the finals. Harris on the pull-up. And O'Neal falls down, a loose ball foul.
Yeah, he was pushed. Good call by Joe DeRozan.
They're going to call it against Haslam.
Oh, my.
This was before O'Neal grabbed it, so Haslam is fouled out now with his 6th foul. Watch number 40, Haslam.
Keep an eye. He's on Nowitzki right here. Oh, yeah, he hit him. He just hit him right there with a forearm. And Joey Crawford right on that, right on the baseline.
Now, that's a big miss for the Miami Heat. Haslam, who has defended Nowitzki so well, is done. Walker comes in, so Posey will guard Nowitzki, and he's done an excellent job as well in the series. Terry. Nowitzki looks up at the shot clock. Terry for 3. Won't go. O'Neal tips it. Posey tracks it down.
They've had good looks, Mike. In the first 2 possessions, they've had a lot of movement, a lot of screening, and they're getting good looks at the basket.
Harris trying to harass Wade. Wade. Short.
This is what you need to see.
Terry. Coast to coast gets hammered. And he'll shoot 2 free throws. Smart play from Terry.
Absolutely. I like that a lot. Now, they have not been able to fast break much in this 4th quarter in overtime, mainly because Miami has been scoring. But they catch Miami not being alert here, because when Jason picked that ball up, he saw that he had an opportunity, and he just outran the other people with the dribble.
Let's send it to Lisa Salters.
Well, Mike, right before the overtime period began, Pat Riley called his team back over and he said, hey, it's not good fortune or being lucky that we're here right now. He said, we have earned the right to be here. Now go play like it. Mike?
They have done it again in the 4th quarter as Terry calmly knocks down 2 clutch free throws. Tied again.
He's got to be.
And they fouled Shaquille O'Neal, so using the hack-a-shack, Devin Harris fouls him. And O'Neal, who's just 2 of 12 from the line, will not go yet because they're not in the penalty.
Right, they're going to take that on the side. You can see it right here. Devin Harris just came right up and fouled Shaq immediately.
It's only the first team foul. They've got to foul him quickly. Now they fall back in the zone.
That's right. Well, they've been zoning most side out of bounds.
Walker. O'Neal puts it in.
Beautiful pass by Antoine Walker. He caught the double team and he looked for Shaq immediately.
O'Neal, as soon as he got it, put it up before the defense could converge. Under 3 minutes left in overtime. Nowitzki off the mark. Wade lost it, out of bounds. Dallas ball. The two officials checking with each other. Wade trying to say it was deflected off of his hand. Well, that's close. It looked like Wade touched the glass.
That was a nifty. That was a point to us. That's what we had there.
We'll call it a nifty.
Yeah. Gary Payton overplaying Jason Terry.
Devin Harris knocks it down. Devin Harris ties the game in 97.
Now he's been open. He's been open a number of times. Now he just has to play with confidence here when you go from here to the end of this overtime.
And there they have the foul on O'Neal, so that's the second team foul.
Now
4 fouls on Harris.
Yeah, definitely this is predetermined about what they really want to do. Now you watch Shaq right to the right there. Shaq just put the forearm up and caught Harris. Now, they have been consistent tonight on the side out of bounds plays. Anytime that there is a foul or a dead ball on the side, Dallas has been going into a 2-3 zone.
So O'Neal will sit down. And it's only the second team foul. It's 4 team fouls in the overtime, or 2 in the last 2 minutes.
Now, they just took out Dampier and they matched up man-to-man. So right now, Nowitzki is the center. They're playing small.
Trying to get it out of Wade's hands. Payton deflected by Nowitzki. 4 on the shot clock.
Good strategy here right now.
And Pat Riley will call timeout. Just over 2 minutes remaining in overtime, tied at 97. Udonis Haslem, a key player for Miami, has fouled out. Meanwhile, Sagana Diop has fouled out for the Dallas Mavericks. There's 4 left on the shot clock. Dirk Nowitzki has struggled with his shot again, 7 of 18 from the field, but his teammates have picked him up. Dwayne Wade has been brilliant once again with 41. A big possession right now. 4 to shoot as Miami will inbound. O'Neal's on the bench to avoid the hack-a-shack. That changes again once you get 2 minutes and under in the fourth quarter and overtime. Wade wants the ball. Here's the double team. Wade flips it up, and a 24-second violation. Great defense.
Yeah, the defense was outstanding. It's tough to run a play from the side like that with only 4 seconds on the clock. And then if you run that double team on the man who makes the catch, especially they were looking for Wade. See, as soon as they ran him to that spot, boom, watch the double team. The double team comes quickly, and then they're going to force him behind the backboard. Terrific defense.
O'Neal trying to come into the game. They're going to let him in. As we're at the 2 minute mark.
Now here comes Dampier. You have to be ready for this now.
A little chess match between the two coaches.
When you're doing that, and the other team must be the one that has to make the quick substitution, you know what you're doing, Pat Riley, by bringing Shaq. Then Dallas at the other end, the man who's coming into the game has got to be ready. You just do not want the referees to say, hey, he's not at the table in time.
We see 158 and counting. Jason Terry's had a 35-point game for Dallas. Hosey staying with Nowitzki. Terry on the drive, flips it inside, and O'Neal with the foul on Dampier. So Dampier will shoot 2 free throws.
Now that was a beautifully designed play, and the penetration, and then watch as Shaq steps up, they drop the ball off to Dampier, and then fortunately Shaq recovered. You know, when you get in that situation, Dampierre's got to be able to make the catch and then do the quick power dunk.
Dampier is not a good free throw shooter. 50% in these finals, 64% for his career, and that one not even close.
Well, all of the Dallas centers are a liability. Just like Shaq, Mourning is the closest guy here who shoots in the 60s of all of the centers available for Miami or Dallas.
Amazing how many games come down to knocking down free throws. And Dampier, nice recovery. Mavericks by 1. Both teams again with multiple timeouts here in the overtime. Wade spinning. And a blocking foul call. Mavericks wanted to travel, but it looked like he got hit.
No, he got hit. As soon as he came over that screen, you're going to watch it. And just watch as Howard steps up here. Boom, right there. Both guys were moving. First Howard got him, and then Harris got him.
They call it on Harris's fist. They had the last foul to give. So the next one, both teams now in the penalty.
Now, right now, this is good. Dallas just jumped into the T3 zone because Shaq is in there.
Payton on the drive. Posey. Walker with 3 on the shot clock. Walker flips it up. Won't go. Nowitzki, a big rebound.
Good recovery that time by the front line in the defense of the zone.
Chance of defense here at the American Airlines Arena. 1 minute remaining in overtime. Howard double team. Floats it up. And a whistle and a foul, and Howard will shoot 2 free throws.
Now that was a difficult shot.
O'Neal, his 5th foul.
Josh Howard made a terrific move. They had absolutely nothing with the clock going down. And as he made his move off the dribble, just watch the shot. This is a tough shot. See right there, he has absolutely nothing. See, and he just puts that floater up there and takes the hit.
Howard 79% from the line in these playoffs. Way short once again. That's his first miss. He was 9 for 9. Again, O'Neal with 5 fouls.
He's had a great all-around game, Mike, with the 10 rebounds and the over 25 points.
Misses a pair. The lead remains 1.
Now they're in zone again.
Wade tied up and has to call time. Excellent defense from Harris, not going for the fake. What a great playoff run it's been in these 2006 postseason games. Here are the finals. Game 6 will be in Dallas on Tuesday night. We'll have it for you on ABC. Coverage starts at 8:30. Tip-off shortly after 9. And then a Game 7, if necessary, in Dallas. The Mavericks hoping to take a 3-2 lead and then would have 2 home games to try and win their first championship. Battling on the road once again, which they've done throughout the playoffs. Meanwhile, Miami only down by 1.
Now, the zone by Dallas has definitely caused the problem, Mike, early in the game and at different times. Now, right now, you have 7 seconds on the clock, and it'll be interesting to see if they match up, play man-to-man, or they go into 2-3 zone.
The Heat down to just 1 timeout remaining.
Now, they're matching up right now. They have Howard on the inbound pass.
Payton
bringing, on the baseline, they're bringing Dwayne Wade.
Payton on the drive, high off the glass. Gary Payton banks it in. And the Heat back up by 1. Timeout, Dallas. Gary Payton with another big shot.
How about the finish? Now, you could see the defense did not give him a lane. He makes this lane drive. Now, just watch the finish off the dribble. How about this with the left hand? Left hand, and not only that, but up high off the glass.
He had the big jumper in Game 3 in the come-from-behind win. Payton playing in his 3rd NBA Finals. He's come up empty the first 2. 1 with the Lakers, 1 with the Seattle Supersonics. And Payton puts the Heat up by 1. This was Game 3. And in the final seconds of that terrific come-from-behind win, Payton knocks it down. Former 20-point scorer, 7-time All-Star. And now a backup player, but he plays crunch time. And you see he's played so many playoff games without winning a title. He wants to try and get that ring this year.
The most amazing stat about his career, he's been in this league 16 years. He has only missed 7 games by injury in 16 years. 10 years, he did not miss a game. Now, that's unheard of.
He's actually an 8-time All-Star, former Defensive Player of the Year, but his big bucket there puts him up by 1, but still plenty of time now, Ubi, with 29.8 seconds remaining. Dallas will have the ball as they're down to their final timeout.
Now, Dallas right now has 1 timeout that takes the pressure off in case something happens and they cannot get the ball in bounds. With the differential of 5 seconds on the clock, we also know that no matter what happens, make or miss, Miami would have the advantage of using their remaining 1 timeout if they needed it.
Howard will inbound. Dampier, Harris, Terry, and Nowitzki. Harris, the young man not afraid to take a big shot.
Here comes Nowitzki on the baseline. Posey played him well.
Terry off the screen. Still plenty of time.
Yeah, plenty of time here. You can't rush.
Nowitzki calling for it. Nowitzki on the drive, falling away. It's good. Dirk Nowitzki gives the Mavericks a 1-point lead. 9.1 seconds remain, and the Miami Heat call their final timeout.
Now that's when your star player, your first-team All-NBA performer over the last 2 seasons, steps up and with nothing going, takes this move right here, 1-on-1, and beats 2 defenders.
One of his more difficult shots of the night. He has struggled shooting the ball at times again, but the big bucket right there, and Dallas up by 1. Now it's time for the Mavericks to try and get a stop as the Miami Heat will get the ball back. But the Heat out of timeouts. After the timeout, they can advance the ball now to the front court, which is what they'll do. And you would expect them to try and get it to Dwayne Wade.
Right, and you've got to get it to him early. The last possession, a lot of time he laughs when they try to run him on that baseline situation. And unfortunately, they could not make a clean pass. And even then, when he caught it, there were 2 defenders on him in a hurry. Big thing right now, get him out, try to get him in the middle of the floor so that he can make a move, and then everyone else hold their spots on the spot-ups.
What a thriller in Game 5, overtime, as these 2 teams both, again, their first trip to the NBA Finals, a chance at their first title, with the series tied at 2 games apiece, and the next 2 games looming in Dallas, Texas. Such an important game. The Miami Heat trying to win 3 straight on their home floor. They looked like they were dead in the water in Game 3, down 13, as the Mavericks were on their way to a 3-0 lead, but they had the great comeback in Game 3, dominated Game 4, and now with a chance to win it here in overtime.
Major thing right now, if you are the Miami Heat, okay, when that shot goes up, the people who are in position must crash the offensive board if there's a miss. Dallas cannot fall asleep. It looks right now that Dallas is going to be in a 2-3 zone.
Wade can go into the backcourt. Wade on the drive, double teamed. Wade looking for an opening. He's fouled. Shot won't go, but he will shoot 2 with 1.9 remaining.
Now that was an incredible situation, mainly because he was able to keep his dribble. Now just watch this. He almost goes down. All right, and now as he splits through, he gets caught on the leg of Devin Harris.
They call the foul on Nowitzki. That's his 4th.
Boy.
And it didn't look like. So Wade, 2 free throws. He's 19 of 23 from the line. Another extraordinary game for Dwayne Wade. Tie game.
Now Dallas has 1.9 seconds, but they also have the timeout remaining.
Jason Terry having some words for Wade. Bennett Salvatore telling him to get back beyond the 3-point line.
Oh, no.
Josh Howard. Did he call timeout?
Oh, my, oh, my, oh, my.
Josh Howard called time. Joe DeRosa said timeout. Now Bennett Salvatore waving it off.
Yeah,
that would be their final timeout, and they wouldn't be able to advance the ball.
That's correct.
This is a huge call right here. And they give the timeout. Howard asked Joe DeRosa for the timeout. If that's the case, the official has to call it.
Well, see, the bench, all of the coaches were up saying no. They did not want the timeout because they only had one timeout remaining.
It's hard to see what Avery Johnson is arguing about, because if Howard turned to the official and said timeout, they have to call it. And again, that would be the final timeout. The game is tied with 1.9 remaining. Wade has one more free throw coming up.
Now we know the pressure is on Wade to make the foul shot. All right, the situation is that if Wade makes the foul shot, Dallas is out of timeout. So consequently, now you have to take the ball out on the baseline, then something of a long pass and a catch, and hopefully that you can get off a shot. But with 1.9, you can make it. Now keep an eye right up here.
Yeah, you can see Howard, he put his hands together for the timeout.
Yes, he did. And right there, Joe DeRosa. Now you can see the coaching staff immediately, Del Harris and then Avery Johnson, come out to dispute that.
So Howard, that's a mistake. That's a bad decision. But the officials have to call the timeout. Now you never know if he's looking over to the bench and asking the bench, do I call timeout? You never know, but DeRosa right away looked at Howard and called the time. So now they're out of timeout. So if Wade hits the free throw, they can't advance the ball. They have to go the length of the floor.
The main thing right now, the pressure is on Dwayne Wade to make the foul shot.
Terry again walks past him. We've seen that gamesmanship a number of times in the postseason. Wade with 42. Heat lead.
All right, you got to put a man on the guy out of bounds. And they're not doing that. They're going to allow them to pick out the pass. That's you got to watch now, because if they make a catch over half court, they'll get a decent shot.
Just get it in. Harris puts it up for the win. Oh, no good. And Miami wins again to take a 3-2 lead. Mark Cuban furious. The Dallas Mavericks obviously disappointed. Another thriller. And this is the key move as Wade once again fearlessly going. They called that foul on Nowitzki. It didn't look like there was a foul on him, but
well, they had Nowitzki with his hand on his back, but they also had Harris. It could have gone either way.
And they'll go to Texas with Miami up 3-2 as we go to Lisa Salters.
Thanks, Mike. Dwayne, I'm going to start with you. 43 points, that's a Miami Heat playoff record. But what was going through your mind on that last free throw?
Actually, what was going through my mind was last night when I was in the gym with my cousin. And he was trying to, give me the miss last night, telling me everything. And I was just telling him, I don't miss these. And that's all I was thinking when I was up there.
Now, you struggled early from the field, but you turned it on late again. What changed for you?
I look at the game as two different games. The first half, it was a bad game. But the second half, when my teammates needed me to step up, I tried to do it. And, this was a great win, a great team victory.
One win away from a championship. Can you smell it?
Yeah, we can smell it. It's going to be tough. Of course, they're on Dallas. They play well at home. But, we're a confident bunch, so we're going to see what happens.
Another just a great performance by you. But the shot that even took this into overtime, that hanging off the board shot, how did you make that go in?
Just my will to not want to miss it. Griffin is a very strong player, but once I bumped him and got a little space, I just used, my backboard shot that I always use, and it went in for me.
All right, thanks. Congratulations. Let's go over to Shaquille. Shaquille, when Josh Howard called that timeout and tried to take it back, what were you saying? Because I saw you were kind of telling Pat what was going on. What did happen?
I thought that they were out of timeouts at that point, but I knew after he called the timeout that they were out of timeout and they couldn't advance the ball.
Now, for you, when they went to the Hack-a-Shack, you've gone through this many times in your career, but what were you thinking when they went to the Hack-a-Shack in the fourth quarter and in overtime?
I think I probably was thinking too much about making them. I mean, I felt good, my rhythm felt good, but they just didn't go down. Dwayne Wade, he had my back tonight. Now, we're one away, so, we just want to go up there and, try to get this next game.
How would you describe, you've seen a lot of great performances, how would you describe what Dwayne did tonight?
I'd say he's the best at it. He earned this spot. It's only his second year, and he's a great player.
One win away from possibly your fourth title. I mean, how close is it for you?
We just got to go there and get it done. We know we're coming to a hostile arena. We know they're going to be complaining again about today, and so we just got to be prepared for everything.
Congratulations, Mike.